Alright, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 80s from 40. So you guys are probably wondering, why am I in the car? Well, the reason why I'm in the car is because I'm actually at work. I'm actually during my lunch break, and I wanted to do it in the car because if I did it in the office, that would be bad, obviously. And I figured this would be a good time to do it since the lunch break, people go out to eat. And obviously, another reason is also I didn't want to do it when I get back home because when I get back home, it will be very late for you guys, and I've already got plans. I already got plans to do other streams, like member streams and Pokemon streams. So this, I figured it's the best time to do it. And so we're going to go ahead and do this a quick draw reaction. Like I said, guys, this will be very short. No guesses coming on. I'm going to do a solo for around 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know if we're going to get a lot of people to turn up. So, feel free to watch the replay. And yeah, I guess hit that early like button, guys. Hit the early like button. Hit the subscribe button, guys. And yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and read some of your guys' messages. So Balkan Warrior has become a YouTube member. Shout out to Balkan Warrior. I think I already read that yesterday. I'm Patrick Amelie, man. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member, man. That does really help me grow as a channel. Remember, guys, to click that join button to get access to members, videos, member streams. We do member streams, of course, every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And obviously, we do members videos for you guys. So it's only $1 per month. All right, SSD says, yo, thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and do this, man. So we're going to start with, first with the Europa League. Let's start with the Europa League matchups. So I'll put timestamps when I'm back. I'll do probably like an hour after the stream is done. So we're going to start with Sparta Prague and Liverpool. Liverpool fans, you guys should feel confident with this one. I think it's a great matchup for Liverpool. But I would still be cautious of Sparta Prague because Sparta Prague are really good on the counterattack. They're a very, very good counterattacking team. And I think Liverpool, especially if they play their second string team, because that's what I'm wondering is how will Liverpool prioritize this? Are they going to go all in for the league or are they going to go in for the Europa League? Because my personal opinion, I don't think they could do both. I don't think they have the squad depth to do both. So it depends if Liverpool takes this competition seriously. Because if they do, they should be the favorites. Now, if they don't, that's difficult. But remember, Liverpool do play the second leg at home. So that's a huge, huge advantage. And Sparta Prague, they are a good team, but I don't think they're a good team that can travel away. I feel like they're more of a home team. They're very good in the counterattack as well. Presido is a very good player. And yeah. Roma Brighton. I got my dream matchup right. If you guys saw my dream draw video last night, I said I wanted to see Roma Brighton, and that actually did happen. Now here's the thing for Roma. They're playing good football now under De Rossi. But still, they're not as they're still struggling, And I think this Brighton team is a team that is interesting because they're in good form. Obviously, De Zerbi's done a great job. But the issue is the Brighton defensively very shaky. So it's a difficult one. This one can go either way. I don't know which team is a favorite right now. I think it's 50-50. But yeah, that's a great matchup. That's a really good matchup. De Rossi versus De Zerbi. The De. Both of them have middle names of De. So that's interesting. Benfica versus Rangers. I'm sorry. Benfica was awful, awful against Toulouse. If Benfica drew this against Rangers, Rangers will destroy them. Because Rangers is a good team, guys, especially in Europa League. And remember, guys, last time they were in the Europa League, they made it all the way to the final. This team isn't good in Champions League, but they're a good Europa League team. And they showed that by topping the group with Real Betis and Sparta Praha. That's very commendable. And they beat Real Betis twice. So Rangers is a solid team, guys. I really respect this Rangers team. So Benfica, man, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult matchup. I think Benfica had to improve considerably if they want to beat Rangers. Freiburg versus West Ham, we saw this in the group stage. I'm not a huge fan of group stage matches occurring again. And we'll see if Freiburg can get revenge because Freiburg, I believe they lost both times to West Ham, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure West Ham did the double. West Ham recently have been kind of in bad form. Obviously, they did lose 6-0 a few weeks ago to Arsenal at home, which is embarrassing. But West Ham, we know the pedigree they have in European competitions. They, of course, won the Conference League last season, and we'll see how they do in this season's Europa League. And yeah, Freiburg, as we said, are a good, solid team, guys. I think they're a very underrated team. I think this German team can cause a lot of issues to West Ham. And given how bad West Ham have been in recent form, Freiburg can maybe get a result here. And I really respect Christian Streich. I think he's done a great job with the team. And, you've got players like Gregoritsch. That's been fantastic. Griffo as well. And yeah, Marseille Villarreal. That's a great matchup. Both these teams have been out of form this season in the domestic leagues. Both these teams have been underwhelming, domestically speaking. And both these teams have done great in Europe. So this is going to be very interesting to see what happens. And obviously, Marcelino I believe he was actually the Marseille coach at the beginning of the season, and now I believe he's coaching Villarreal, which is actually quite insane. I believe, right? Let me actually just double check. I'm pretty sure that's correct. But yeah, I mean, Marseille, man, Aubameyang, man, they got the top goal scorer in Europa League history of all time. Is he going to be enough to beat this Villarreal team? Because remember, Villarreal did win the Europa League few seasons ago, but this Villarreal team have dropped off significantly compared to that Europa League winning team. Then you got Milan versus Slavia Prague. Milan, obviously, we know how good they did in the last round against Rennes. They absolutely obliterated them, an aggregate score. And Slavia Prague, as I said, they're a very good Czech team, very, very good, and they're definitely a team to look to be fear of, especially on the counterattack. And remember, the second leg is going to be in Czech Republic, so Milan have to win the first leg. I think if Milan wins the first leg, they're in a great position, because if they don't win the first leg, it's going to be difficult to win it away in Czech Republic. And then the final match we got here. Oh, sorry, we got two more matchups. We got Korbek versus Leverkusen. I feel really bad for Korbek. This is very harsh. After beating Braga and making it to the first time ever in your history in round of 16, you have to play against arguably one of the best teams in Europe. I feel so bad. If Korbek can knock out Leverkusen, that would be maybe one of the biggest upsets of all time. Then finally, last one, we got Sporting Lisbon versus Atalanta. We saw this matchup in the group stage, and I believe Atalanta got 4 points. But Atalanta's fixture schedule is crazy in March. They have some tough fixtures for Atalanta. Sporting Lisbon, we know how good they've been doing. And they've obviously been really good in the era, in the Portuguese league. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I mean, my early thoughts is that I think the best matchup here of the 8 is definitely I think it's definitely got to be Brighton Roma. I think it's definitely one standout matchup. And then obviously I would say Marseille Villarreal. Those are probably the 2 standout matchups. Everything else seems pretty straightforward. I think you would expect your favorites to advance. But yeah, I mean, who knows, man? This Europa League, we have seen some upsets, and it is possible. So. So yeah. Slavia beat AEK and Jerry. Now they want to beat another team. I swear, Slavia, just leave me alone. All right. Where is everyone, man? We barely have anyone here in the stream. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let me just actually do an announcement on Twitter real quick. Maybe give a few minutes there. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. Guys, if you haven't already done so, guys, hit the like button. Let's see how many likes we're on the stream. We are currently on. What can I see from here? Okay. Four likes. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to the Conference League. So, Conference League time, guys. So, we got Ghent versus Victoria Pleasant. Okay, what the heck? Why is this image? This is wrong. That's not supposed to be Ghent there. It's supposed to be Servette. This image is a brick. I should have checked it. My bad. That's supposed to be Servette. I don't know why they put the Ghent club name now. Okay, anyways, I'm just going to move past that. So, Servette versus Victoria Pleasant. Servette, man, I wasn't convinced with their win against Ludogorets. Yeah, they got the win, but man, they were unconvincing. Victoria Pleasant, like I said, Czech teams are very underrated. You gotta respect Czech teams. And I think Victoria Pleasant, I like how good their attack is. I think it's gonna be difficult for Servette. Molde versus Club Brugge. That's a good matchup. I think that could be a lot of goals. I think they're still a clear favorite though. But Molde can do something. Like we saw what they did against Legia Warsaw. They managed to beat them 3-0 away quite convincingly. So, maybe there is upset potential. Dinamo Zagreb versus PAOK. Hey, this is a good matchup. I think Dinamo Zagreb, because they weren't great in the last round against Real Betis, but they were better than Real Betis. right? And hence why they're in the next phase. And I think this Plock team is a team that is very much like meh, but this is a team that is very difficult. I think they're defensively solid. So I think this is going to be a very cagey matchup. I wouldn't expect a lot of goals for this one, guys. And yeah, I think it's a very interesting one. And then we got Ajax versus Aston Villa. Oh man, Ajax. This is a horrendous matchup. This might be the worst matchup Ajax could have got because Aston Villa are one of the best teams in the Conference League. Now they have been in bad form recently, so maybe Ajax can capitalize upon that. But it's going to take a tall task for Ajax to beat Aston Villa because Aston Villa, like the players they have is insane, And obviously, 2 former Champions League winners here in the Conference League is wild. That's actually crazy. Union SG versus Fenerbahce. Union SG, man. This team is special. This team has so much character and belief. And I think because even though Fenerbahce are the favorites, I think most of us would say Fenerbahce you got to be cautious in Union SG because especially at home, Union SG is good at home, guys. I believe they haven't lost a home game, I think, if I remember correctly. They haven't lost a home game. And Fenerbahce. See, the problem with Union SG is that they have to travel away to Turkey the second leg. That's going to be difficult. So I don't know if Union SG can beat Fenerbahce beat them in Turkey. Obviously Fenerbahce, we know the stacked team they have. Inter Valencia, of course. And actually, no, Inter Valencia's left them. What am I saying? But, they have some great players. Obviously, I think Fred is there. Some other players are there. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tall task. The Storm Gaz versus Lille. I think Storm Gaz, this is a difficult matchup for them. But they did obliterate Slovan Bratislava. So now they'll be playing against the same team in that group, and now it is Lille, the group winners. Lille, we know how good they've been this season. Obviously, Jonathan David has been in great form recently, so that's an interesting one. Olympiacos versus Maccabi Tel Aviv. That's a very interesting one. Both teams are generally pretty good at home, and they have a huge home atmosphere, so that's interesting. Obviously, we know Maccabi Tel Aviv won't be able to play at home for obvious reasons, but I still think the fans that are going to come to the game could be massive. And obviously, Maccabi Haifa versus Fiorentina. That's a really tough matchup for Maccabi Haifa because they barely squeezed through against Ghent. And Fiorentina, we know how good this team is, but their recent form has been kind of off. So, yeah, man, I think I feel like my overall takeaways is that this draw is the Conference League draw is not really that interesting, to be honest with you. I think the big matchups that I really like are UNSG, Fenerbahce. I think that's a great matchup. Obviously, I would also say probably Molde versus Club Brugge. That could be a good one. But yeah, I mean, most of the matchups, you got to clear obvious favorite. So that's very interesting. So let me read some of your guys' comments. I'm going to wrap the stream up in a few minutes, guys. So if you have any final thoughts, let me know in the chat. Forza Barca says, hi, buddy. Thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining Forza Barca. So yeah, man, I'll put timestamps in the description below for you guys. I want to check out the Europa League and Conference League the timestamps. And yeah, like I said, if you guys want to check it out. So yeah, I guess Darius El Patru says hello. I guess my kid Tel Aviv is not playing at home because of the war against Hamas, and they're playing in Hungary currently. Forza Bar says, are you inside or a car? I'm literally in the car. I explained at the beginning of the video why I'm in the car. So feel free to go back to the beginning of the stream. It was like 14 minutes ago. I'm not going to repeat that again. And wow, we got viewers now. And I pretty much finished my thoughts of the Europa League and Conference League draw. But yeah, I think that's all to say, man. So like, let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know in the chat. So which matchups do you guys? Oh, I forgot to change the timestamp of that. Anyways, which matchup do you guys think is the best from Europa League and Conference League? I'm going to read some of your guys' messages, and then I'm going to head out, guys. Head out. So, yeah. So, yeah, which matchups do you guys like the best? So, Europa League, Roma versus Brighton is the best one in my opinion, and I think Marseille Villarreal. For the Conference League, my two best ones are Molde versus Club Brugge, and I would say UNSG versus Fenerbahce. I think those are the two best ones, in my personal opinion. Forza Barca says Leverkusen versus Liverpool final is all I want. That would be a great final. I'm telling you this right now, Forza Barca. We're not going to get that final. I'm telling you this right now. And this isn't me trying to jinx or whatever. We are not going to get that final. Because in tournaments, we usually don't get the two best teams against each other in the final. Usually don't. Usually don't see it. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to get it. We might get it like in the quarterfinals or semifinals, but it's not going to be the final. I'm pretty certain. I agree with you. I want that as the final, but I just know it won't be the final. I just know it won't be. That's just how tournament football is. Yeah, so it's just gonna be. That would be amazing though. That would be amazing. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Fourth Barca, Roma, Brighton, and Villarreal, Marseille. Darius Elbach's Ajax versus Aston Villa is on fire. See, like it's a great matchup on paper, but I feel like it could be one-sided. I feel like it could be one-sided, especially given how bad Ajax were yesterday. Like Bodo Glimt should have beaten Ajax. The fact that Ajax won that game is a miracle because they were awful yesterday. Awful, awful. But yeah, I mean, in terms of heritage, it is obviously the biggest one. It is obviously the best matchup you could probably say. But in terms of actual matchup, though, I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. And for Barca, yeah, the final we all want doesn't happen. Exactly, man. Exactly. Anyways, I think I'm gonna round off here, guys. I think that's good enough coverage for the competition. So, like I said, guys, I'll be dropping a predictions video sometime next week, probably Wednesday or Thursday next week, if I had to make a guess. And I'm looking forward to the matchups, man. So I believe the matches. Let me actually check football. When are the games taking place? So I believe the games are taking place March. Let me check. It's not next week. It's the week after, right? Let me check. Yeah, it is a week after. It's a week after. So we only have like 2 weeks. So yeah, basically next week I'll be dropping my predictions, guys. Dropping my predictions. So please remember to like and subscribe on your way out, guys. How many likes were on today's stream? Let me just quickly double check. We're at 4 likes, man. Can we get up to 5 likes before we head out? 5 likes before we head out. That would be appreciated. So last question, and I think it's a good way to round off. So I'll read Forza Barca's last question, then I'm going to head out. Last question. I think the pool final versus Leverkusen, if it happens, will be better than any UCL final. If Madrid City final don't happen. Yeah, I mean, I think I would agree because like this is why I say, guys, and this is my thing. This is actually a good talking point for Barca. Because in my personal opinion, this is a very hot take, and a lot of people might get offended me saying this, but I'm going to be honest with you. In terms of entertainment and value, I'm sorry, the Europa League and Conference League has been better than Champions League. Now, in terms of quality, obviously Champions League has better quality. Let's be real. Obviously, there are more quality teams in the Champions League than the Europa League and Conference League. But in terms of entertainment and value, the Europa League and Conference League is clear. And that's what I love about these competitions, because look at the round of 32, guys. Look at the knockaround playoffs. Look at how much drama has been happening. Look at the amount of insanity, amount of late goals. Like Sparta Prague beat Galatasaray the last few minutes of the game. They knocked them out. And obviously, we also had late drama in the quarterback game yesterday against Braga. So like this is what I love about the Europa League and Conference League is like, yes, it doesn't have the quality compared to the Champions League. Obviously, it doesn't. But in terms of entertainment and value, it's clear of the Champions League, like this season, the last season, I would say. So, yeah, man, I'm just hoping that this continues to perform, and I do think we're in for a great venture because, like I said, guys, I'm gonna say this again. We're not gonna get all 3 favorites to win the competitions. There's gonna be a surprise. Which one is gonna be? That's a tough one to call. We don't know at this current moment. So. Yeah, man, it's interesting. Man. It's interesting. So, yeah, man, that's interesting. Good to see Leverkusen doing well. Forza Barca UCL has been disgusting. Darius Elbach's, yeah, exactly. UCL is boring. Yeah, like the Champions League is and that's also another thing. I also like it. You made a great point, Darius. The Champions League is predictable. It's very predictable. There's not that many upsets. Europa League, there's a lot of upsets. Conference League, there's a lot of upsets. That kind of thing. Anyways, I think I'm going to round off here, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this quick little reaction. Like I said, guys, this is a bit of an impromptu stream. Like I said, inconvenience settings, but I got to do this for you guys. I got to figure out a way to do this even in my even at times when it's not inconvenient, even when it's not convenient. All right, so let me read. Let's read this. Okay, I'll read Forza Barca. This is the last one for real. Lastly, how much you give Barca to beat Napoli second leg? I don't have much hope. I still expect us to beat them, but it's just a matter of. I feel like I don't know. I don't want too much because, like I said, I have to go soon. But I'll just say we should be able to beat Napoli in the second leg. We should be able to beat Napoli in the second leg. If we don't, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Like, if we can't beat Napoli at home, I don't know what to say. Because Napoli are terrible on the road. I think they've been really bad on the road. So I would be very disappointed if we don't beat them. But yeah, we'll talk more about that another time. But yeah, bye, Arpon. Take care. All right, so Darius, about to say goodbye, man. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.